Hey Facebook, I am going to talk about ways that you can afford to invest in your health. This can be quite a hefty investment for anybody. I've been there. When we think about gym memberships and equipment for at home, or supplements and workout clothes, especially as your body changes, maybe you're gaining weight and you have to buy new workout clothes, or maybe you're losing weight and you have to buy new workout clothes. Let's see, what else do you have to invest in when you're trying to be healthy? Put down below if you got something that I am not thinking about right now. So let me just share with you some ways that you can fit in luxury items, including gym memberships and affording like a trainer to actually help you get to point B a lot quicker and let go of the pride and, learn from somebody who's experienced, learn the ropes so that you can, do this on your own and essentially become a better athlete version of yourself, so where you are self-sufficient and intuitive about your lifestyle. So when I was doing my journey, when I first started, some of you may know this, some of you may not because we're new friends or whatever. But hi Paisley. Me and my husband were living the military lifestyle because he was in the Army for about 5.5 years, and we got married quick, young. We had kids quick and young. So we didn't have a lot of money. We lived paycheck to paycheck, and I was a hairstylist in a salon, and I wasn't making a ton of money because, it's hard to make money as a stylist, truly, depending on where you're working and how people tip you and how many clients you're getting, depending on the location that you're at. And I had to switch my location a lot because we were in the military, moving around station to station. And, I had one kid in diapers, and then I had a second, a year later. So I had 2 kids in diapers, so that's expensive. So you got 4 mouths to feed, you got, a house payment, and you got all these bills, right? And then you feel terrible about yourself because you've gained all this weight after you had a baby, or, just being in the grind of life, basically. As a hairstylist, you don't get a lot of time to eat lunch, so a lot of times you're skipping meals, or I literally ate microwave pizzas because that was my favorite food, and then I'd get home and I'd eat a bunch of cookies, and an endless cycle. So long story short, money was tough because my husband didn't become an NCO in the Army until he basically got out and then changed careers entirely at that point. So, as the years went on, obviously our income increased a little bit, but we literally were on government assistance for our kids and for my pregnancy. So women, infant, and children's. So we would get those monthly checks where they allow us to buy certain food items, which really helped us out, with groceries, because groceries were expensive, bills were expensive. And so it's like, how am I going to afford to take care of me when I have all of this going on and we barely have any money left? So I get it, guys. It can be extremely daunting going into the grocery store and being like, it's so hard to think about trying to eat healthy because I feel like it's going to be expensive. I have to eat organic, or I have to, when in reality, it's actually pretty easy to stay within budget when you're eating healthy. It's a whole new concept that you do have to learn over time. So with nutrition, you have to realize you got to stick on the outskirts of the grocery store and stick to whole foods. And this is something I learned through the process of having the luxury of being assisted by the government with WIC, so the state program, because the only foods that they would supply us for me and the kids was whole foods, things like milk, cheese. Granted, some of these things are processed naturally, but generally they're not boxed foods. It's not like mac and cheese. They don't give you that. They give you fruit and vegetables and whole grains and legumes and rice and juice. This actually helped me realize, wow, this is how I should try to think about grocery shopping, and this is how I should try to think about eating. So by default, this helped me realize that I need to focus on nutrition. Along with breastfeeding, you know, that importance came about to me, obviously, in those ways. So there's that. And then we didn't have much money left, so obviously we can't afford to eat out a bunch. So if you guys are eating out a lot, you can save a lot of money by trying to eat at home more, or packing your food and staying consistent with what your goals are and how you should be eating. So you can do that to save money. So stop eating at like McDonald's, stop getting coffee every day, maybe get coffee maybe twice a week, and drink coffee at home the rest of the time, because these things can add up in your...
And the next tip I have for you guys is, how can you afford equipment for home? Because not always is a gym membership a feasible option. Like when my husband was in the Army, he worked very long hours, you know, sometimes 6 to 7 days a week, depending on what his unit required of him, right? The hours are very inconsistent. I couldn't rely on my husband all the time to watch the kids for me just so I could go to the gym for 45 minutes to an hour. Like, that was a luxury occurrence, and that is because the only gym that I could afford at the time was the free gym on the base that we were stationed to. We lived off base, but I would go onto base to use the free gym because it was free. But because it was free and it's an Army gym, they do not have daycare. So that was an inconvenience, but also a convenience, because it was free, but they did not have daycare. So I had to work around that. And in order to do that and still reach my goals, I realized I have to make it a priority for me to buy equipment for my basement. And we lived in a townhouse at the time, and our basement was unfinished. And, you know, for my birthday, I asked for a weight bench, like one of those Gold's Gym ones that are at Walmart, for about $80 to $100, okay? You know, and then Christmas would roll around, and I would ask for like free weights or a barbell set, something of that nature. So over time, you know, I utilized things like holidays, and I asked to buy these things rather than buying things that I wanted but didn't actually need. So instead of buying like a ton of different clothes, you know, trying to make myself feel better by impulse buying things, or just buying things that I didn't need, like, you know, perfumes and stuff, like, that's nice, but at the same time, I would rather feel extremely confident in who I am by working on myself on a deeper level, by fixing my mindset that was deteriorating, by fixing my physical health and my body that was, you know, it was accumulating some fat after my pregnancy, right? And I didn't feel good about myself. So I would rather, you know, take the time and the money that was available around those holidays and my birthday celebrations and stuff, and put it to good use. I realized that was a good investment in myself, because it makes its return to you. If you have extra money coming in, whether it be from taxes, your birthday, Christmas, any sort of holidays, you know, family giving you money that you are able to put it towards something like exercise equipment for your house, I highly recommend it. Yes, you can achieve great results with just body weight too. I did this as well. But it is always good to have a variety of equipment so that you can do more and progress faster with your results. If you have equipment like resistance bands, free weight dumbbells or kettlebells, a barbell, a weight bench, stuff that allows you to manipulate your body positions so that you can get effective workouts at home if you cannot get to a gym and utilize luxury of equipment. Another way that I made money available to buy myself more equipment, or buy myself, you know, necessary gym clothes, or just necessary items for my health and fitness journey, like protein powders and stuff. I would sell things that we were not like hoarding, but like stuff that we didn't need that was just sitting around, extra or duplicate items. Or I would even, like, say both of my kids grew out of a particular clothing, and you know, I I didn't need to send them to any family members for hand-me-downs. Then I would sell their clothes on OfferUp or Let Go or Facebook Marketplace, because you do that. Like, there's a baby case lot sort of thing that you can do. Things like bouncers, items that they didn't need anymore, that they didn't play with anymore, that they didn't wear anymore. I would sell that, and I would put it towards them on diapers and things, and then I would also put it towards whatever I needed to replace things that we didn't need. Same thing with like old TVs or DVD players or just electronics that we didn't need anymore. Same thing, or like furniture that we didn't want. I scaled down on things that we just had and that we didn't need. And so by doing that in your own home, kind of like doing a Marie Kondo over your entire house, you can get rid of things, and it's really freeing because you're letting go of things and you're decluttering your house. And at the same time, you can put that money towards a good investment in yourself, and it will make a return to you. And then as the time went on and I started, seeing results in my body, I was like, man, I really need to progress on a whole nother level. And that's when I grew the passion for health and fitness. And I'm like, I want to become a nutritionist and health professional, health and fitness coach. So I sought after a scholarship that was provided to me from the military because I was a military spouse. Super duper luxury that I didn't know was available until somebody in the FRG group spoke to me about it, and I'm like, dude, I'm gonna snag this opportunity because I have it and I know I can be approved for this scholarship. So I got the scholarship, and then I paid the rest of my way into the college by making payments. And how did I make those payments on a very low income? I worked my ass off. I got good grades. I studied from home, and I did college from home. And then when it came time to do testing and all this other stuff that required money and buying textbooks, I found ways in our budget that we could afford my education. So I would, be more conscious about what we're shopping for at the grocery store, because I already started eating healthier at that point. I stopped eating out a bunch. Maybe my husband needed to eat out because that was better for his job. So I just reserved that for him, and I took me out of the equation. I stopped eating out. So I ate at home to save money for my education. I think I sold my bike at one point, which later got replaced, because you can replace things if you sell things. I sold things that I didn't need, and that I didn't use, quite frankly. And again, I would use like my birthday money and holiday money towards my education. Another great investment that makes its return. Another thing that we did as a family is we cut down on our bill costs anywhere we could. So sometimes that meant from us switching phone carriers, because T-Mobile always has these great deals going on. And sometimes, it'd be like, oh, Sprint has a good deal going on. So we were able to switch without paying anything out of pocket and still save on monthly bill. So we would do that. And then we switched back to T-Mobile. Yeah, that's annoying. And we did that for a while, and it actually benefited us in a lot of ways, more than just money, freeing up money. And then we're still on T-Mobile now. So we love it. But at the time, you can cut down on your bill costs by doing that. You can find better deals through your phone company, your internet company, and your TV company. You can combine them, usually within a particular service, so you're only doing one source to one business, and cut down on costs that way. And sometimes the same thing with your insurance. Maybe you don't drive a particular car in your driveway and you don't want full coverage anymore. Then you can lower your costs, for example, that way. So essentially, you have to become a better financial advisor for yourself and your family, and make a priority on what is important and what's going to make a return to you. What is an actual smart investment? Because at the end of the day, when you feel better about yourself and your cup is filled up, anything that runs over gets put out to your loved ones, okay? So when you are feeling good about yourself, you can become more productive, you are more happy, you can give more love, you can receive more love, and you just feel great. And this translates into your work life, your family life, and your progression in your health and fitness goals. I can go into a whole nother depth of a topic surrounding why is it important to make an investment in your health and fitness, but these are the ways that I found the most helpful when we were struggling, to make ends meet, and I still found a way to make it a priority and to afford real health and vitality and happiness within myself and confidence, stepping into my womanhood, really becoming who I was meant to be and who I felt I truly was without hiding it, without putting a mask on every day, without feeling tired and breathless every time I go up and down the stairs with my kids. This allowed me to become a better mom and a better wife who is able to show up more for her family. Every single damn day, I am so glad that I found the way to make this work. And I know you guys can too. When something isn't important to you enough, you will find a way to make it happen. I don't care who you are and how much money you have or don't have, but when you value something and you value the result enough and you want to make that kind of impact on your life, when you have a powerful reason why you want to achieve something, you will find a magical way to make it happen. You will find ways. You will find an avenue. You will find a fast way to do it and find an effective way to do it. And it will make a return to you and everybody else around you if you are investing in the right things, if you are prioritizing your health and fitness. You don't have to put yourself on the back burner, because when you do that, you cannot be the best for your family or for yourself. And I've experienced this as well. So that is my tip for you guys today, and I will leave it at that. So tell me what you found most helpful below, and share this if you think somebody else would benefit from it, and give me some hearts. Love you guys. See you later.